It's gonna take a little bit of a more of a cold weather for it to get frozen over. And so, the whole pond situation is that you can see the water tanks are still here. So this whole pond situation is that I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get a pond liner put in too. I'm gonna dig a pond and then I'm gonna put a pond liner in it. And and then I gotta go and I gotta get my security system put in. You know, my whole thing about a security system. Okay, you know, this kind of ties back in with everything that I do. And you know, I'll talk to you all about my finances right now. When I take a look at my finances, I'm in a situation right now where and I know I've spoken about this before. Okay, but you got to understand that things when I say these things, of still keeping my graces with God. Me, you know, when I kill an animal, I don't feel good about killing the animal. But at the end of the day, sometimes it just is what it is. All right. I mean, maybe it's to protect my herd. Maybe it's to put food on the table. Maybe it's so that others can eat. Right. I mean, there are many reasons why I kill an animal at times. Right. I mean, there are many reasons for it. Right. And so, you know, it's kind of like the whole idea of me, you know, I don't intentionally go out of my way to completely, you know, I've talked about this, you know, in all reality, I wish that people didn't act like pricks. I mean, that would be fantastic, right? I mean, you know, it would be fantastic to live in a world where people don't, you know, where I don't have to deal with pricks. All right, because my whole situation is that, you know, like if you know, if somebody ends up on my land, if somebody is walking around on one of my fields, if somebody is doing anything to one of my cattle, if someone is doing anything to anything that I have, then effectively you're screwed. All right, I will legitimately come after you. I will give you the stick, and then you're effectively just done for. All right, I mean, you're gonna get charged maximum charges. You're gonna have to deal with my lawyer, and then you know, have fun sitting in a jail cell. All right, it's not worth stealing, right? Stealing is not a. I've always said that, you know, you don't want to be in a situation where you're coming up with some worthless scheme to steal stuff. I mean, that's not a good idea, right? And you know, my whole thing is that I don't you know, I don't intentionally go out and do malicious things to people. I don't do that, right? I've always said that I'm not a saint, but you're also not going to see me stealing people's things, and you're also not going to see me, you know, coming up with some worthless scheme, selling my soul to the devil. You're not going to see me doing any of these various things, right? I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not a saint, but I'm also not intentionally malicious, right? You know, yes, I am a sinner, right? Everyone's a sinner. I mean, we just got to come to terms with that. Everybody's a sinner in the eyes of God, right? I've always said that, and so, you know, me, I'm not a saint. I am a sinner, but I'm also not intentionally malicious. And so my whole thing is that, you know, and let me just you know, I'll talk about it. You know, I'll talk about you know, various aspects of this. When I take a look at my financials, you know, I would say that right, you know, okay, when I take a look at my financials, you know, in terms of the net positive of what I have right now, if I take a look at all of my financials, I would say that I'm in the net positive somewhere around $7,000 to $10,000 a month. Okay, I'm in the net positive maybe a $7,000 or $8,000 a month. Net positive. All right, I'm net positive about somewhere between 60 and 100 grand a year. And I'm looking to increase my net positive gains by 325% over the next 365 days. I have a plan that I've gone over with y'all in very great detail. I've already gone over my plan and everything in very great detail, and effectively that's going to put me in a situation where I am in a net positive of about $25,000 to $35,000 a month. And net positive means that after I've paid for everything, I have about $25,000 to $35,000 a month left over. All right, and let's say that I end up in a situation where I need to go to court with somebody. Right, let's say that I end up in a situation where I need to go to court with somebody. Well, I hope that you can afford a lawyer, because I can. All right, and and chances are, if you're a malicious, or like if I catch somebody stealing on my farm or whatever on my fields, I don't play this game. All right, that's the thing about me. I've always said that there's only one way to really deal with a legitimate prick, and that is to give them the stick. Right, I talk about this all the time. I legitimately, legitimately, I hope that you find your peace with God, and then you turn yourself around, and you stop being a prick. But if you legitimately are a prick, and you are, and you get entangled with me, just God's grace has it that you get entangled with me, you're gonna get the stick. There is 0% chance that your plans are going to work. I will legitimately take you to court. I will put you in jail. You'll have to deal with my lawyer. If I catch you out here by myself, then I'll shoot you. All right, and then you're going to have to deal with my lawyer if you survive. And and I don't say that lightly, right? I've been in multiple situations where people have threatened my life, and it's like, I don't think, like this is not funny to me. All right, I don't know. Sometimes I think it's like some people, when they threaten me, it's like, oh my God, I'm gonna threaten his life. It's like sometimes I get this feeling from people, every once in a while, because I've had several people threaten my life, and it's like, I don't think you understand the gravity of the situation that I am taking this in. Like if you think that this is a game, I don't. And so, I am legitimately going to give you the stick badly. And, and I've had people threaten my life, several times. And it's like, it's not funny to me. Like I don't know why some people think it's funny to threaten people's lives. Right? It's not funny. All right? Not to me. And so I've had multiple people threaten my life, and it's like, I don't think you legitimately understand that I'm taking this with the utmost gravity and seriousness, and I will legitimately do everything that I can to protect myself. And so, and if you that's my whole thing, right? I'm not a saint, but I am a sinner, but I'm also not maliciously I'm not maliciously cruel and on purpose, right? I'm not cruel, intentionally cruel. And so, it's like if you're stealing things on purpose, then congratulations, right? You're a prick. All right, and so if you're whatever, if you're damaging my property, if you're anything on my field, if you shouldn't be on my field, you shouldn't be on my field, I will catch you, and then you're done for. I hope that you can afford a lawyer, because I can, and if you can't, well, then that's too bad. All right, you're going to get the maximum sentence, and you're effectively done for. In terms of my finances, I'm not like whatever, right? I'm just going to give you my numbers, right? In terms of my numbers, my net worth right now is about $2 million. And over the next 365 days, I've actually taken a look at my financials. I've taken a look at my financials. If y'all have been watching my channel for any extended period of time, you know that, what I do is not luck. You're going to understand that what I do is not luck. Right, I'm very intentional with the things that I do. I take a look at things for what they are. I'm a very intentional person, right? I look to be about 93% accurate, right? And so the whole thing is that 93% accuracy. And so but that's the whole thing. I forgot what I was even going to talk about. Well, I'm very intentional. Oh yeah, I'm very intentional with the things that I do in terms of money, and my net worth right now is about $2 million, and over the next 365 days, I believe that my net worth will go somewhere between $5 and $10 million, and my net positive cash flow is going to be about somewhere between $25,000 and $35,000 a month. All right, and so I've always said that the thing about me is that and I know that to most of y'all this is gonna sound horrible, but you have to understand that from my perspective, from what I see, if like whatever somebody may say, it doesn't matter what they say. You have to take a look at how what would they do legitimately. It's like take a look at them for what they are. If you legitimately someone, you could legitimately have somebody. You could put everybody in a room. You could put everybody in a room right now that says money's not important. You could take everybody that's saying money's not important and money's whatever, right? And you can put them all in a room. And 99.99999% of these people, if given the opportunity to make $5 million in the next 365 days, would completely forego all of their BS. They would completely, effectively forget everything that they are saying, and they would immediately turn on a dime. The only reason that you end up with these people, that money's not important, and whatever it is, whatever BS that they got. I mean, it's the only, it's effectively because more or less they gave up on whatever it was that they were going to do a long time ago. All right. I mean, if they legitimately believed that they can make $5 million in the next year, they would change their mind. I talk about this all the time. All right. 99.9999999% of the population of the earth, if given the opportunity to make $10 million in a year, would take the opportunity. Most people would even sell their souls for that opportunity. And so me, when I take a look at somebody, and it's like, okay, and a very, 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 and I've talked about in terms of like, if you're gonna find somebody that is not going to sell their soul for $10 million, you're effectively talking about somebody like me, because me, it's like, you offered me 1 year of pay, right? I mean, you legitimately offered me 1 year of pay. Why would I sell my soul for 1 year of pay? I'm not going to sell my soul for 1 year of pay. But I mean, a majority of people, I guarantee it. I guarantee it. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they say. It matters what they do. 99.99999% of the population of the earth would sell their soul for $5 million. All right. And so, my whole situation with the thing is that, if I could save people, I would save people. But I'm not here to save people. I don't save people. I mean, at the end of the day, the only, you're going to need to find God before you go into... I've always said that, if you don't have God, then nothing else works. And so, if you're going to make money, you need to find God first. All right. That's my whole thing. I would say that over the next 365 days, I will make somewhere between $5 and $10 million net positive. And the thing about money for me is that if you want to take a look at my financials, that will mean that I have somewhere between $25,000 and $35,000 a month cash left over every single month. After I've paid for everything, I will have somewhere between $25,000 and $35,000 a month left over. And so, I mean, like, I don't know how else to say it other than, me, I don't save people. All right. If you don't like it, I mean, you can talk to my lawyer. I'm not a malicious person, right? I'm not malicious, right? I mean, if you think that it's funny to go and be malicious, then have fun. I hope you don't get entangled with me. Because if you get entangled with me, the way that I deal with pricks is I give them the stick. All right. It's not funny to me. I've had people I've had people threaten my life, and it's like, I don't think that you understand. Like, this is not funny to me. Like, I don't know if you think that this is some kind of a game. I don't know if you think that this is funny, but it's not funny. All right. I will legitimately ruin your life if you try and do anything like that. All right. And so that's my whole thing. And so, I got to get my security system put in place. I'm getting my security system put in place over the next couple of days. I'm getting my security system put in place, and I have a very neat security system. I got a very thorough security system put together. It's multi-layered, and so I got a multi-layered security system put together. And the interesting thing about this whole situation, and it's like nowadays you have people who are very capable of things, like legitimately, let's say that I found somebody, right? Let's say for whatever reason, whatever, right? This person did something to my farm, and now I need to locate this person, and I got a short little video clip of this person, and I post it on the internet. There are forums on the internet. It's very interesting, right? I mean, you got forums on the internet and things where it's like, if you post a picture of somebody and you say, here is a video of this person, and I'm looking to find this person because they did XYZ, and I'm looking to locate them. People, like, there will be a thread, and I mean, you will effectively, everything about you, your information, everything, every single picture that has ever been taken of you in the entire history of taking pictures, everything will be found within 30 minutes. And I will just say, here's $10,000 to whoever can locate this person for me. I want you to locate this person for me. Just open a thread on the internet. Find everything about this man for me. Find everything about this person for me. And they will legitimately locate every single picture of that person ever taken. They will get your address. They will, it doesn't even matter where on the earth that you are. Right? I mean, you could legitimately be halfway across the world, and you will still be located. Right? This person, and then boom, it's like, well, and here's your $10,000, thank you, and now boom, my lawyer is going to show up. All right, I would say that I'm, and I'm not saying this to, like me, I don't maliciously go after people. I would say that me, the whole thing about me is that I am a multi-millionaire. I'm a multi-millionaire. It's within the next 365 days, my net worth is going to be close to $10 million. And the thing about me is that I am like, people want to talk about making money, and whatever, people want to talk about money and whatever it is, but you have to understand that me, I actually have money. All right, not a lot of money, but I effectively make enough money to do whatever the heck I want. That's the difference. You have to understand. I've talked about my personal wealth, my personal money. Is that I may not be I'm not even close to being the richest person on the entire planet. Realistically, if I made money at the same rate for the next 60 years of my life, I would barely have half of $1 billion. Right? I've talked about this, but in terms of like the way that I go about my things, the way that I go about doing things, like I don't have massive problems. I'm not like a gambler. I'm not drinking heavily. I don't sell my soul to the devil. Right? I'm not coming up with some worthless scheme to make money. Right? I don't whatever it may be. Right? I mean, I'm just a normal dude who is very, 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 very good at farming. That's effectively more or less all that I am. I mean, I'm not like some mega genius, right? I'm not like whatever. I'm a one-trick pony. Farming is all that I do, right? And so, more or less, I'm not even close to being the richest person on the entire planet. But at the end of the day, I mean, I make like, if you're watching my YouTube channel. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just saying that we should take a look at the numbers for what they are. If you're watching my YouTube channel, there is a very real possibility that I make more money than you and everybody that you know combined. I would say that somewhere, I generate somewhere between $5 and $10 million of net positive every single year. If you want to take a look at my money after I've paid for everything, I still have about $25,000 to $35,000 a month left over. And and this is going to sound horrible, but I'm just going to say it. I'm not talking about in terms of a spiritual sense. I'm talking about in terms of a monetary sense. And most people, it's like if you're right with God, then I would, spiritually, then that's fantastic. But in terms of a monetary sense, nobody has anything to offer me. Nobody. Because think about it like this: if you were going to offer me $20 million. You were going to offer me $20 million. You just offered me 3 years of pay. Why do I care about 3 years of pay? I don't. All right, if you offered me $20 million, it's like I don't care. And I was talking about this earlier, but in terms of me, the only reason that when you find people like me, and it's like I wouldn't sell my soul for $10 million. I'm not in a situation where I wouldn't sell my soul for $10 million because I'm some good person. I'm not going to sell my, I wouldn't sell my soul for $10 million because that's effectively 1 to 1.5 years worth of pay for me. That's why I wouldn't sell my soul for $10 million, if you want me to be completely honest. But the average person, it doesn't matter what they say. It matters what they do, and 99.99999% of people would sell their soul for $5 million. Forget $5 million a year. I mean, just a flat out $5 million. I mean, we're talking about, oh my God, if I come up with a worthless scheme and, maybe, I could get this person to help me and maybe I could just act like their friend. And if I act like their friend, then they'll do it for me. And then I can just take the money. All sorts of problems. All sorts of problems. Legitimately, it's not funny. The average person would sell their soul for $5 million. All right, and the whole thing about me is that I keep my good graces with God. And if you walk around in the world and think that people are not going to be pricks, I mean it's not good. I mean, people are going to be pricks. I mean, there's no other way to put it. If you legitimately walk around on the planet thinking that everybody's going to be your buddy pow pow, and that life is going to be a kumbaya adventure, that's not good. All right, some people are pricks. It's a very, very, very small proportion of people. And from what I have seen throughout my life, the best way to deal with a prick is to give them the stick. And when I give people the stick, they get it real bad. All right, you're going to have to deal with my lawyer. You're going to prison for the maximum sentence. I will locate you a quarter way across the planet. It doesn't matter. All right, you just get up on one of these forums and you post a little video. You show a little picture of somebody, even if it's blurred out. And it is incredible. I mean, it's like the positioning of the sun, and and people will locate people anywhere, and just be like, I put a $5,000 reward, a $10,000 reward if you find this person for me, and boom, it's done. They will legitimately find every single picture of you that has ever been taken, and they will locate you anywhere that you go. Legitimately, people are like that on the internet. All right, I mean, there are people that can do these things, and so my net worth, I would say that my net worth is going to go about 10 million, somewhere between 5 and 10 million over the next 365 days. I mean, if you don't like me, sue me. All right, my results are very, very good. I've given away the information for free to everybody, and and et cetera. But I'm about good to go. I'll be here about next week to put in cameras, and then not only cameras. I actually got a multi-dimensional security system that I'm putting in, and but I got one of them are cameras, but I got a multi-dimensional security system that I'm putting in. It's gonna be very neat. It's going to be layered. I got a multiple coverage. I'm covering the layers in I'm overlapping sectors, and it's going to be good, and I'm going to make a boatload of money. I would say that in terms of right now my financials, I have about a net positive of somewhere around it's probably going to be somewhere around $5,000 to $7,000 a month, something like that. $5,000 to $10,000 a month, something like that. But over the next 365 days, my net positive is going to be around $25,000 to $35,000 a month. That means after I paid for everything, I will still have $25,000 to $35,000 left over. And so, but that's it for me today, YouTube. Y'all have a good one.